Hey everybody, welcome back to Foil Fridays. This is Tucker from KiteBoarding.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about a hot new board in wing foiling, which is the Fanatic Skywing. Just hanging out here, quarantined in the spring. I got some boards out here I'm reviewing and talking through, and I wanted to tell you about this new Fanatic board because it's going to be a big deal this spring and summer. It's got a great price, awesome features, and it should really be on your radar if you're into wing foiling. So, with all of our videos, go ahead and click the upper right hand corner. There's an eye icon that's going to take you to our Foil Boarding Knowledge Center in our website. That'll give you some cool videos, blogs, and of course products that you can check out on our webpage. So feel free to jump in there. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more of this stuff. So without further ado, let's get talking about this Fanatic Skywing. So this new Skywing will be available in the coming weeks. I just got my demo this week and I've been loving it thus far. The construction is really solid. They're using a vac lam construction on this, so it's not a molded construction, which gives it a little bit lighter weight while maintaining a good durability, and really just allows them to offer some more shapes without so much investment in the molds. So as normally you'd have maybe 1 or 2 shapes, they've got 3, which is awesome, and that way we can get the right board, whoever you are, and whatever you're into for riding in riding conditions. So the wing will be offered in a 5.4, a 5.0, and a 4.8. And the 5.0 is really optimized for stability and light to moderate wind riding. The 5.0 and the 4.8 are really set up to be best for powered riding, more experienced individuals, and really those designs are aimed at that top level performance in the waves and higher wind conditions. So 5.4 is a little flatter rocker, a little fuller rails, a little bit wider, more volume, and the tail is a flat chopped off tail just to hold as much volume and stability in the tail as possible. You don't really need a kick tail on a board like this because you're already standing pretty close to the tail, so nothing to worry about there. Looking at the deck, you can see that we've got lots of different strap options. This board comes with 3 straps at a crazy price, $11.99. So this board is one of the cheapest wing boards in the market, but still chock full of features and really next level design. You'll also see on the deck, with regard to the straps, you can set those up in a single strap kind of across here, or you can go with a 3-strap setup, which would offset if you're changing your foot and you still want, your heel on that edge. You really want to have a strap in the front position at all times. It does allow you to ride with 3 straps, 2 straps, 1 strap, whatever you'd like there. On the deck, you'll also notice we have a vent plug, which is super important for EPS boards. If you're changing climates, putting them in a hot car, whatever, you definitely want to loosen up that vent plug and allow the board to acclimate so that it doesn't delaminate. For instance, leaving it in a hot car while you have a burger or a beer or whatever. So definitely be sure to utilize that, close it before you get back in the water. Down south of that, we've got a handle. It's a handle, holds the board. Placement's good with the foil on it. Maybe a little off balance without it, but you're always going to have the foil on it when you're carrying around for the most part, so that's good. Also in the middle of the board here, it's got a really nice reference arch bar. Maybe we'll call it a 1/4 inch bump, so nothing that's really going to interfere with the flatness of your foot over the board and how you react with your heels and toes. Sometimes if you have too big of an arch bar, you lose that heel to toe response because your foot's just too high off the board. That is not the case with this. It is more a reference to keep your foot centered and know where you're at on the board without having to look down and find a reference line or something. So that's really neat. It's really unique to this board. There's not too many companies out there doing that. You have a nice big kick tail. You see it bowls out towards the tail here, so that just gives you a great reference for your back foot. as well as just giving you a little bit better leverage for pumping. So that really has a nice little nest there for your back foot as you're pumping and maneuvering the board around. It's definitely a reference you can feel as you're riding, as well as a nice big chunky tail block. It has a good angle, so if you actually want to ramp your foot up there for your maximum kind of torque and know you're at the back of the board but not falling off, it's great for that. If you look at the deck again, you'll notice it is slightly concaved, and what that does is it really just lowers your center of gravity into the board, grounds you into the board, where you can have better control over how it maneuvers. You're not sitting at a real high center of gravity where you're tippy. You know, it really connects you well to the board, the middle of the board, where all the action happens. It doesn't have a skateboard-like concave, I would say, which is a good thing for a board this size. You don't want too much concave under your foot, or it's going to be overly twitchy and responsive, especially as you're doing a transition. You know, you really want, for the most part, a flat deck. So this does allow that. It's concave, but where your feet are, where all the action's happening, it's relatively flat. So you don't feel tippy, but you still feel grounded into the board. It's a really fine balance, and they just nailed it on this board. Looking at the rails here, I'll let you kind of look down the board. We have a nice thick square rail, and that really holds a ton of volume and stability where all that action is happening. You're struggling to learn, or you're on lighter wind day, or it's just a really nasty choppy day. This board rides smooth as silk. It's not difficult to get up for, you know, somebody that's got a little bit of experience, you know, at a normal weight. Lightweight riders, you're gonna pop right up on this thing. You can probably do the tango on it. You know, it's not gonna be too difficult for you. But heavier riders like me, I'm 200 pounds. I can still get going on this one, no problem, with a little bit of wing flaring experience. So it's great for that. Check out the bottom here. For the 5.4, as I said, it is optimized for light to medium wind and learning. So you have real mellow bottom contours, and really the goal there is to just have maximum planability up towards the nose of the board. It's got a bit of a hull, so it's going to cut through the water smoothly, but you're not dealing with massive waves and, you know, huge fast power and quick speeds on chops, so you don't really need to worry about that bouncing aggressive kind of ride like you can get in more powered situations on bigger waves. So the smaller size of this board, the bottom contours get a lot more aggressive, something more similar to the KT I have here, you know, where really the contours are extremely exaggerated with hard chines and hard V's in the board that really help to break up the chop at higher speeds for those more powered situations and when you're touching down, you know, riding those bigger waves. But this one, keeping it a little simpler, keeping all the volume in here, no need to cut out any of this stuff. Get that buoyancy, and it works great. They've really done their homework on it. Moving down the board, you'll notice we have a handle on the bottom as well. It is a trend. For instance, my F1 board, F1 Rocket over here, Rocket Wing board, also has a handle on the bottom. I've been riding that board a little bit more, or a little bit longer, I should say, since the fall. And I've really grown to like that. You know, as you're walking around with your wing in hand and your board, it's really easy to hang on to the bottom of the board and carry it around, knowing that your foil isn't going to be puncturing your wing, knowing that's not going to be hitting your wing. So the bottom handle is key, especially out here in Michigan. We have lots of cement jetties, and we like to walk out those to start downwinders or to get in the waves. You don't need to upwind first, so it's great to have that confidence, you know, when you're walking out the jetty, knowing that you have a firm grasp of your board, but you're also not worried about your foil wings hitting your wing surfer. We have a track system on this board, so it's compatible with any 90mm spacing foil. Basically everything on the market these days, it's largely standardized. So no matter what the longer dimension is, it's a track system, so it's going to fit. And you've got some adjustability there based on, you know, what foil model you have, or your riding speed or what have you. You'll notice it's very close to the tail of the board. The foil box is oriented real close to the tail of the board. That's primarily just because we have so much volume in the tail and the back end of this board. You can actually stand, you know, with your back foot back here and get ready to go, which is awesome because back here, close to the tail, closer to the foil box, you're going to have more maneuverability, more pumping ability, have more leverage over the foil, getting it up on foil, which is also the reason you're not seeing a kicktail on this board. Rather than extending the board and having a kicktail, they just chopped it right off. Don't need it, chop it off, and hold that volume without having to extend the length of the board. So that was really smart, and I can say it works phenomenally. So I've really been impressed with this board. You know, it really fits, I think, that sweet spot on the board where you get enough volume to be really user-friendly and make it, you know, a fun experience. It's not going to be a struggle for most people on this board if you have any previous wing foiling experience, especially in, you know, the proper wind speeds and power with the right foil. You're going to have a blast. So, you know, even if you're over 200 pounds and you have a bit of experience, still going to be a great option for you. Lighter weight riders, this can be your first board. Never touched a wing foil board before. If you're under, let's say, 170 pounds, you can jump on this board and go if you've got decent balance, which is great. And then, you know, as you progress, you probably want something maybe a little smaller, a little narrower, like a rocket or whatever. But for you lightweight riders, this is going to be a great place to start. And as I said previously, an amazing price. So great board, good stuff. And more to come on that. Those are my first impressions, just kind of a brief overview of this video, but just hanging out here on this beautiful day, so I thought I'd get you guys that information. Thanks for watching. This has been Tucker with MattKiteBoarding.com. As I said previously, give us a thumbs up if you appreciated the video, share it with a friend, and drop any comments in the comments section below, or you can contact us at the shop for personal recommendations and questions.